Hello, I'm Helen Loftus. I'm Principal of Chichester College and I'm joined by Frances Mullen, Vice Principal for A-levels. And we're here to talk through some of the questions we think you might have before choosing Chichester College to study your A-levels. So Frances, so my first question to you is, what makes the A-level programme at Chichester College really stand out? Why should students come and study their A-levels with us?
We're really proud of our A-levels that we offer here. So we have over 32 A-levels that students can study. And that normally comprises of a mixture of 3 different subjects. So you can imagine the variety that provides. And what makes it really stand out is obviously we're very lucky to be based at Chichester College in such a large campus with excellent facilities, and as well as our engagement from our really experienced teachers who've been delivering teaching on A-levels for a long period of time, with many coming from industry as well as academic backgrounds.
Great. And I guess there's an opportunity, isn't there, for a student to come and do an A-level alongside an applied general. So you can mix and match that up.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming there's guidance from the team on arrival about what that mix may or may not look like.
Yeah, so we really pride ourselves on the information, advice and guidance that we provide. So as you correctly said, so we have applied courses. So at the moment, students are studying, say, for example, criminology, which is one of our more popular subjects, and they might combine that with sociology and psychology. And in fact, I was speaking to many students this week who were saying how well those 3 subjects actually complemented each other.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit about the support that an A-level student receives? And I guess I mean that both academically and from the pastoral point of view.
So at Chichester College, we have a wide range of support. So obviously our curriculum teachers are there to provide that support and guidance through the actual subject itself. And we also have an A-level office here at Chichester College. And within that, we have our Head of Academic Studies who looks after the progress of every student across their whole 3 A-level programme. And then we have our pastoral support. So every A-level student will have a pastoral tutor, and they're there to provide support and guidance, carry out one-to-ones in the year, and they also deliver what we call our personal development programme. And we also have our career services and our Progression Plus, which is there to give students that guidance during their time with us. So whether that's helping them plan their next steps, whether that's to university, employment, setting up their own business, or even into apprenticeships.
Yeah, it's really wide and varied,
yes.
Isn't it? So another question is around that transition, because it can be a really big jump, that jump from GCSE into A-level. So what does that wraparound support look like? What could we expect to see to make sure that when we leave school and join college, that it all goes really smoothly?
Okay. To support students when they come to join us, so that really does start a lot through our interview process, so that information, advice and guidance. And in the summer as well, after we've held the interviews, we hold our taster and introduction days, so that before they come to us, that you actually get to experience that subject in its reality, but what it might entail, what the cover of the content is going to be. And then all of our subjects, we have summer projects that we set as well, so it gives you a little flavour of bridging the jump between the GCSE and the A-level. And then we induct you into the course so that you're comfortable and able to make that progress. I think that's a big concern, making that jump from the GCSE to the A-level. But we're there to support and guide everybody on that journey.
Yeah, great. And I'm going to talk a little bit about enrichment, or find out a little bit more about enrichment, because obviously we want everybody who does their A-levels with us to achieve and to achieve well. But it is also about joining in the wider college and being part of enrichment activities and enhancement opportunities. So what does that look like? What could I expect to be offered or do as part of my enrichment?
Yep. So if you were a student here at Chichester, so our curriculum lessons would take up about 15 hours of the timetable. And on a Wednesday, we make sure that the lessons finish a little bit earlier, because that's when a lot of our enrichment activities run. So for example, our sports teams, so people can get involved in that. So badminton, basketball, football, a wide range of even like using our gym facilities as well. Other enrichment activities, so we have a student union here. And last year, the president and the vice president of the student exec team were actually A-level students. So there's that real opportunity to get involved in that. And being part of Chichester College, that breadth of enrichment activities that we have there, so overseas trips. So we had some students who went last year over to Kenya to support there. So there's always a wide range of opportunities for everybody. And we also have international students that infill into our A-levels. So again, culturally, that's really valuable in terms of making new friends, whether that's locally or from an international base.
So one of the common questions we get is around, Chichester College is a really big college. Will it be too big for me? Because I'm used to a small school, and that jump or that leap to a really big college might just be too much for me. So what kind of advice would you give around that?
I had that very question on our open day or last weekend. And I spoke through with the parent and the young person about, yes, we are a large campus. We're quite spread out. But in terms of where we locate our A-level provision or classes, they're centred around 3 different blocks. So it can take away that large feeling, perhaps, that maybe makes some people apprehensive. So it's very much a community within each of those areas. And I think it's about how we, through like the taster days and like the induction that we do at the start of the year, so everybody's in the same position. They come from schools and also maybe meeting new people that they haven't met before and experienced. So within those induction activities, it's really about getting you settled in as well into the college. It is a big college, but people feel that community through the A-level provision.
And I would agree. You get that A-level community, don't you? But you also get that real sense of being part of something bigger with more opportunities and things that you can do that you would never have anticipated or dreamed of.
That's right.
So just finally, my final question, is what advice would you give somebody thinking about coming to study their A-levels at Chichester College?
So my advice there would be exploring all of the courses that we have and the possible different combinations. So we do have a recommendation of different pathways that you can look at. But I've always found that it's really important to do something that you have an interest in, something that you love. And also it's about looking at the style of the assessment. So predominantly A-levels do have exams at the end of 2 years. Some of the courses have non-assessment coursework in there. And then some of the vocational or the applied aspects might have continuous assessment throughout. So it's about really getting under the content of what those subjects provide. And it's looking at where your next step might want to be progressing to as well, and making sure, one, that you're going to enjoy the subjects, and two, that it keeps your opportunities open. So if you're not deciding what you want to do after A-levels, it's good to keep a wide range there. And if you're 100% certain that you want to progress into medicine or veterinary science, that helps in terms of selecting your subjects.
Thank you, Frances. So I hope we've answered some of your questions, and we really look forward to seeing you in September.